mainstream liberal media and the Democrat Party are currently colluding to wage psychological warfare on the American people. But once you see it, you can't unsee it.
And we're going to see in just a moment. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are, whenever you are. Today I've got a good video straight from Greg Foreman from Black Conservative Perspective. He's going to show us that CNN has actually used AI enhancements in order to make Alex Pretti look even more sympathetic. Let's go ahead and watch.
I'm in the gas, get back, gas coming, gas coming, gas morning, gas morning, morning, hey, gas, gas. You just get back.
And first off, that was the local director of ICE, Bovino. Clearly, you could see him giving warnings to the crowd. He even says third warning before he throws the gas, and then he throws the gas, and then people complain about it. You were warned multiple times. Why did you just leave?
Wait. So we got to talk about a story that I think is the perfect example of what I'm talking about when I tell you guys that the mainstream liberal media and the Democrat Party are currently colluding to wage psychological warfare on the American people. Okay, and the reason why this is being done is because this is their way of rigging the midterm elections. So as much as people want to talk about the elections being rigged, the way that they do it, the main way that it is done, okay, you can believe it or not, but I'm telling you because I've done this for a long time and they wouldn't be doing this if they didn't feel it was effective, is through propaganda in the mainstream liberal media, right?
And Greg is absolutely correct here. And we're going to see in just a moment, because it's absolutely disgusting, the psyop that's been perpetrated, because I've actually only seen the AI enhanced photo that's been portrayed. I have not seen the unenhanced one.
The narrative is how they rig elections. And right now, basically everything is rigged against Trump and Republicans, okay? Because the mainstream liberal media and Democrats are colluding. They are excusing domestic terrorism. They are making excuses for domestic terrorism. They are doing everything that they can to make the Trump administration out to be evil and the Democrats to be good and the liberals.
Yep, they want to go ahead and make Trump look like the Schnazis that they are, quote unquote, and they're going to use all the emotionally driven plays that they absolutely can in order to drive their message home and into people's hearts and get them to look like the victims.
Liberals who are winning Darwin Awards because of their own behavior, because of their own actions, to be victims. And the reason why they're doing this is because they realize that the average everyday person, okay, is not knee deep into politics, right? They're not that deep into politics. They may be watching news maybe 30 minutes, an hour after they got off work or whatever. They don't really know that much about what's going on. They may be scrolling through social media or Facebook or whatever. They'll see one angle of a situation. They won't see the full context. They don't actually really look deep into it. They're not watching my channel every single day like you guys, right? They're not actually politically informed about what's going on, and therefore they're easily swayed, okay? Because a lot of people react emotionally to things instead of taking a step back, understanding use of force, understanding the full context of a situation, and then taking your emotions out of it and coming to a reasonable understanding about what actually happened.
And Greg is absolutely correct. Once again, most people are going to have an immediate emotional reaction. They don't actually have the capacity to look at something and go, okay, this is my reaction now. Based on the current information, this is what I think. Let's go ahead and wait for all the information to come through to go ahead and make an actual full conclusion. Instead, most of the people on the left, who are proven to be more emotionally driven, are going to look at it and go, oh my goodness, this is so bad. I can't believe it. Remove all of this. You know, this is so terrible. I can't, So they're absolutely emotionally driven people. Exactly what Greg is saying here.
In, a situation. And that's just the reality that we have to deal with, right? And I think the story right here I'm going to talk about, featuring BS Now, living up to their nickname here, is a great example, because they are going to push the current psyop, which is Alex Pretti, okay? And it is a psyop. The reason why it is a psyop is because the media, instead of talking about all of the actions that Alex Pretti participated in leading up to his death, instead of talking about that in order to save lives, right? Or talk about the fact that Democrats are causing this to happen because they aren't cooperating with federal law enforcement. They aren't really allowing local law enforcement to help ICE. They're encouraging these violent protests. Instead of talking about that and covering the truth, again, they're trying to play the victim card here for this individual in ways that really are shameful, okay? And they're going as far as to Photoshop this guy's face, right? Use AI imagery in order to make him look more attractive than he actually is, which again is a part of the psychological operation. And no, I am not kidding. I am not joking about this. I'm not exaggerating. BS Now actually used a Photoshop image of this guy in order to push their propaganda. Let's take a look.
When the history of this moment, this time, is studied, an epicenter of this moment will undoubtedly be the city and the people of Minneapolis, Minnesota. The people there were pushed to the brink over the weekend, again, in the wake of another killing of a nonviolent bystander by ICE agents in Minneapolis.
Nonviolent bystander, right? They were pushed to the brink, okay? As if none of this is their fault. Nonviolent bystander. This is the framing here. It's a psyop, guys. This is election interference.
This time it was 37-year-old Alex Pretti, an ICU nurse.
All right, now this is the photo that I've seen, of course, the only one I've seen circulating around.
Who cared for veterans. Donald Trump and his cabinet, his administration, are demanding once again that you not believe your eyes and ears.
Well, I don't know how you can believe your eyes and ears, listen and watch it BS Now, because this is not Alex Pretti. This is not him, right? This is not him. You know it's not him, because we actually have the original picture of him, and that's not him, right?
And there goes. I don't know who posted that on X, but thank you so much, because I have not seen the original photo up until I saw this video from Greg.
This is not him. This is a way better looking version than him. Now, did BS Now decide that Alex Pretti was too ugly to put up a regular photo, right? Seriously, this is not him. But yet they're sitting here telling you that the administration is telling you don't believe your your eyes and ears. But watching BS now, you literally cannot believe your eyes and ears because they're not even using an accurate image of the suspect, right? This is not him. This is not him. Look at the Wikipedia photo, right? His chin is longer, okay? They use an AI enhanced image, Photoshop image of this guy, but they supposed to be news, right? This is supposed to be news. You're supposed to be able to trust BS now, right? You're supposed to be able to trust them. They're not going to mislead you. They're not going to lead you astray. They're not going to lie to you, right? You can't make it up. Now, look at this. This is how far they'll go. Look at it. Y'all remember what CNN did to Joe Rogan? You remember that? Same thing. Same thing. What'd I tell you?
And honestly, I never knew about the Joe Rogan thing, and that's absolutely disgusting. Why would you do that to somebody? Why would you not just portray them how they are? Regular people, man. It doesn't make any sense to me, but it's disgusting.
It's propaganda. It's propaganda. This is election interference, guys. This is how they do it. It's subtle, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. Why?
And look at this right here. They buffed his chest. It's absolutely correct. Look at it. He's very skinny over here. Over here, they pushed it out more. You can tell the difference between here and here. You got the chin. The actual curvature of the face is completely different. His nose is fixed a little bit. I mean, look at that. His smile is completely different. His ears, it looks like they probably actually just enhanced them, but it looks like they actually come down a little more on here. Look at that. His glasses even fit differently on his face. And his hair doesn't look as thin. Granted, that's probably lighting on his light brown hair, and they made it darker here, but still, the overall shape of his head, it's more oval here. Now it's more round. Greg is absolutely correct. I cannot believe, honestly, that any mainstream media would do this, but at the same time, actually, yeah, I actually absolutely can believe it.
Would they use a picture, an AI enhanced picture? I promise you, they did this on purpose. I promise you, they did it on purpose. Why would they do that? It's because they're playing on your emotion. When you see a dude like this, right? Who, again, I'm not really judging because it's not my thing, but I'm just telling you that this picture right here is softer. It makes him look better, right? Generally a little bit more attractive individual. And when you see somebody that's more attractive, that creates a psychological effect called the halo effect, right? This is a real thing in psychology, right? When someone is physically more attractive, unconsciously, people assume that they have more positive traits. Nicole Wallace, as she's narrating, she's saying all positive things about this guy. He was a nurse. He was an innocent bystander, legal observer, right? They don't say that, well, he was out there participating in obstruction. They're not going to say, well, he was told multiple times by Border Patrol to get back and that he wasn't following instructions. They're not going to.
Yep. In fact, there's also a video circulating out there of not necessarily a confrontation, but it was of him earlier on in the day before the events even happened that we all know about it was taken from a phone inside of a car as somebody pulls up toward the vehicle, towards the gentleman. And you can clearly see that it's him because he's in the same outfit that he's in later on in the day. And he's being told by another Border Patrol officer to get back. I mean, he's already doing it. So he did it multiple times that same day that led up to those actions.
Say he was resisting arrest. They're not going to say he confronted Border Patrol, right? Which led to him resisting arrest. They're not going to say that. They're going to give you a whole bunch of positives. Why? While showing you an AI generated image of him being more attractive than he actually really was, right? Because again, that backs up the positive traits that they're trying to portray. Kindness, honest, intelligence, innocent, emotional worth, right? They're doing this because when an attractive person is hurt, when something bad happens to an attractive person, people are more likely to feel bad for them, to assume that they're a victim, to believe their version of the events, to downplay their responsibility for what happened to them, right? All of this is psychological, right? It's all psychology. And they know that. And again, this
exactly. It's the same thing that's happened during the events that triggered the BLM riots, things like that. They showed kindergarten pictures of them when they were younger teenagers. It's the same thing.
This is why I have to stress to you guys, people are being played by the media. You got to understand the tricks and the games from the media. And this is a great example. This is a smoking gun example, actually, of exactly what I've been talking about. Less attractive people, okay? So they use this photo, which again, hey, I'm not in the business of judging dudes, but I'm just saying, I think most people would say he looks less attractive in this photo, right? Less attractive people receive less sympathy. People more skeptical. People more likely to assume that it was his fault. People less emotionally invested, less likely to advocate for him. BS now wants people to be emotionally invested. They want people to be advocating on behalf of this person. They don't want people to assume that it was his fault. And using this AI enhanced image to make it more attractive creates the psychological effect that they're looking for, which just so happens to align with the narration that is being given over this AI enhanced imagery.
Fortunately, for the sake of our country and our democracy, Americans in large numbers today are choosing to reject Donald Trump's lies and his administration's lies and reject a smear campaign by Donald Trump and his administration that is intended to somehow justify the unjustifiable, a state-sanctioned act of brutality on the streets of an American city.
The incredulity.
First, the facts, as we understand them, as we can see them.
So the same network that just showed you a fake image of the victim, right? AI enhanced image of the victim now wants you to believe that they're going to give you the facts, right? They're going to give you the facts about what happened.
Yeah, after seeing those, there's no way that you should give them any credibility whatsoever. I mean, seriously, just look at those side by sides. And then as Greg pointed out earlier, they want you to believe your eyes and ears. And yet here's your eyes right here. Greg, you listen to him about what's going on here. There's no way. You cannot believe them.
Yeah, once you see it, you can't unsee it, right? Once you see it, you cannot unsee it.
I like Greg Foreman. Black Conservative Perspective is a great channel. I've been subscribed to him for years. He is awesome. He's got some great insight and great takes. But that's all I've got to say about that for now. If you've made it this far, please make sure to give me a like and subscribe. You have a good day.